Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm so glad to be back today. I hope you haven't missed me too badly, and happy holiday season greetings to you all. I really hope you're all having a great time and enjoying the time off, etc. from work and from perhaps from university. Today I'm going to be flying from Dresden in Germany up to Brunswick in the good old-fashioned Piper Arrow 3 by Just Flight. The PA28R Romeo is the aircraft type code, and yeah, again, just every time I step in this plane, I'm a little bit taken away by the detail of it. So what we're going to do is a checklist flight. Let's get our checklist open. And we could do some pre-flight inspections, etc. But yes, just looking at it out here on the ramp, it's pretty nice weather as well. Anyway, let's hop in, let's get things sorted. So we're going to crack open this little hatch. And we'll get on with it. I hope everybody's, as I say, doing well. If you did miss me on Friday, I figured, well, since we're coming to the end of the year, I may as well just do it a little bit differently and mix it up a little bit. So why not mixing it up in time? And as we step in, we got those native 8K, 4K, 8K textures on the outside and the inside as well. No 4K textures in here. So let's get on with the pre-flight checklist. And you notice the tablet has popped up on the side. So we've got the cockpit, the landing gear is indeed in the down position. The parking brake is set as a left in that position. The avionics are off. The mixture is an idle cut off. Magneto switch is also off as well. Battery master is coming on. And in this aircraft you can usually hear, let me just get rid of the timer for you guys. You can usually hear the battery starting up pretty well, actually. Crank the volume up a little bit. Anyway, battery is coming on. Fuel gauges, check. So it's the same, we've got about 20, just under 20 gallons in each. So the flight plan today, I may not stick to it because it's a VFR flight. So that means we don't have to, although we are departing and arriving at big airports. So we kind of had that obligation to follow a City of the Stars sometimes, or maybe not. It just depends on what the flight plan gives us. Anyway, a strange one today. EDVE, I believe it is, for Dresden. Or Brunswick, one of them is. EDVE, so yes, that's the destination and fuel. So for a small plane like this, I couldn't get the profile on SimBrief. Which means we're actually using a SimBrief profile for the Piper Comanche out of all aircraft. Which is actually a twin piston aircraft. But it's, for that particular one, it needed 120. So let's bring up the... Can we do it on this tablet again? I can't remember if we can or not. Oh yeah, we can. So we do it on there as well. We already have a total fuel of about 90 on board. May as well just crank the fuel levels up. In fact, let's just put full tanks. It's going to crank our central gravity up and things, but at least that way we will have plenty of fuel. And then 2 pilots. It's saying we should have 4 packs today, but I'm kind of thinking let's add 4 and see if we can cope with 4 people. We'll add them at 70 kg. Sort of, and if we bring the pilots' weights down a little bit, we bring the fuel down a little bit to 90. We are still in the central gravity range. And we're still within range. That'll be fine, I think, on the central gravity and weight and balance and fuel. That's all sorted. The actual flight plan itself does require a SID and a star there, as you can see. So the APKIS free whiskey, and also the Just Flight team have provided on the aircraft some charts and references for things like speed for cruise, so reference charts for speeding along there, and landing. Again, a little bit different. So we've been flying lately on the channel. This is what you're starting, guys. You're starting small planes and then you work up to the big ones. So this is how it goes. Yeah, I can't see anything on here about performance tables, so you'd probably have to bring them up in the documents. Anyway, battery's on. We don't want to drain the battery. God. Well, the battery's on. We'll see if it lasts. Battery match on. Fuel quantity is done. Enunciation panels check. They're all illuminated. Primary flight controls, flaps. Trim baggage door closed. Let's just turn the flaps down then. Full flaps and we'll stick. I'll stick all the lights on there and we'll hop outside the aircraft a second. So we need to do the left and right, so we'll work round. Obviously on from the nose of the aircraft, we'll start here. We'll get the chocolate figs off the plane. Aircraft options. It's a shame actually Just Fly don't provide the clickable options on them. That's what they should start doing. But it is still a really good, amazing aircraft. And as you can see now, the pilots have popped in. I will be either a male or a female. They are pretty good quality. I didn't focus on them too much in the review, but they are very good. They even have the animations, look. Anyway, we've got the landing lights. We're going to check the left wing. It does look pretty good today. It's a little bit dirty. Strobes and the navigational stuff's working on there. Flaps are fully deployed. The hinge joints. Check the ailerons. Fuel tank. So it says fuel tank and check level. We can't actually check the level today, but we've seen it being refueled and we've double checked the amount ourselves. I probably don't even need this checklist on the outside. I already know most of it anyway. So yeah, we checked all the hinges, the joints, checked the elevator a little bit if we want, the rudder of course, although the rudder's not to be messed with too much. And of course then the underside under here for any things. Usually we'll have a, I don't know if they've got one on a pipe, but I'm assuming they do somewhere. We'll have a thing up there to say with the flaps. Might be that thing there actually where the elevator is. And of course this side, the same thing again. We just check the lift flaps are down and the aileron is working, and then underneath the wing, etc. We check the brakes, we check the tyre pressure. We check us all together, and then we check the air inlets, the pitos, etc. when they're whether they're unblocked. So we could check the propeller, we could check that that's got no dents or scratches, or I don't know, just make sure it's in working order. It will have scratches, but nothing too major. And of course the front tyre there's no creep mark on it, unless the creep mark on the Piper isn't on the front wheel. Usually it would be on the wheels. Oh, there it is. I think that just about there, guys, there's a red thing on the tyre. So that's the creep mark. We'll assume that's in line with what it's supposed to be. Go around to the front so check our oil levels. In this case we can't check them. I really think Just Flight could have added those features, the they're checking the fuel and the oil. I'm pretty sure they did that for Microsoft. And they also gave Microsoft more liveries as well. Anyway, Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, what a beautiful plane. Go ahead and hop in the cockpit. Let's do before starting a checklist, but in this case we're going to do let's go back actually. Does that checklist say? Get rid of it off there and we'll use it on our the window screen there. All that's checked. I'm going to drain the battery as I say, guys, so we might as well turn it off. We are going to have to send the avionics on in a second. Anyway, brakes are set. A sec, everybody. I'm going to check if this Just Flight has a checklist marker thing on it, because I want to be able to check it off without doing it manually with my mouse. I want to be able to do it with a Yoke or something. So perhaps EFB? Perhaps checklist? Ah, there we go. So we can open the checklist panel. Well, that's it. There's no option there to knock things off the list. That's fine. Anyway, brakes are on. Fully functioned circuit breakers and modelled. They're fully in. Nothing's popped out. Alternate air is down here and it's off. Propeller is full forward. Avionics off and fuel selector. So let's close the door, everybody. Let's get ready for our flight. Fuel selector is down here on the lower left. It's a little bit strange, but you'll get used to it. My suggestion is obviously to select the most full tank. Let's just check that battery again. You can't really see the ampage on it, but I'm assuming it's still going to last us for the avionics and radio call and things. ATC wise, I don't think we have anybody here, although I could be wrong. We have a tower. Oh, of course, we do have an ATIS as well, so because of the type of aircraft we are, guys, we wouldn't typically have a ground power unit, but I think we might need one. In that case, we probably would just start up and ask for clearance, even though it's a big airport. I can't... I'm just thinking about if we were waiting a long time, we can't sit here with a battery on. Anyway, Throttle is coming to... So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the radio coil in first. Get the battery and the avionics on. And then that way we will skip any stress of the battery going dead. So ATIS 118. Love this little stack, the G530. These sound effects are so good. As you can hear, probably.
Or 2.0 QNH 1018, no SIG information, Charlie. Out. Dresden information, Charlie. Met report time 1350 Zulu. Expect ILS approach. Runway in use 22. Transition level 60. Departure frequency Unicom on frequency 122.800. Wind 150 degrees 13 knots. Clouds and visibility okay. Temperature 4. 2.0 QNH 1018 trend. No SIG information, Charlie. Out.
Oh, information Charlie, everybody.
Dresden information, Charlie. Met report time 1350 Zulu. Expect ILS approach. Runway in use 22. Transition level 60. Departure frequency Unicom on frequency 122.800. Wind 150 degrees 13 knots. Clouds and visibility okay. Temperature 4. 2.0 QNH 1018 trend. No SIG information, Charlie. Out.
QNH 1018. Alright, then we'll contact tower. I have someone else here. Hey, we have a GA aircraft. Brilliant. Look at that. I wonder what they're in. Oh, cool. They're in a really cool little Cessna, everybody. Oh, nice. Anyway, let's get our lights off. Blimey.
Echo to holding point 22.
I'm going to run our battery down.
And for the Bravo Delta 26, confirm QNH 1018 and active runway 22.
QNH 1018, active runway 22, hot Bravo Delta 26.
I don't know what space we're in, everybody. We're on 7 here. Oh no, we're on Lima. Somewhere Lima Kilo. Oh yeah, there we are. Apron GAT position 1. Parked in the apron and GAT position 1 with information, Charlie. Let's go ahead and hopefully get clearance to our destination of Brunswick. So I'm just going to get this thing filled out before we go flat on the battery. I really I'm not sure how we're going to fix that if we do. I think we could do it on this menu. No options there. Engines. Recharge voltage for 11 volts. Let's just recharge the volts. It does last a long time though, as you can see, guys, so there's no rush. Although in real life you would be, you know, faster than this probably. Come cool. So, flight plan. I'm taking my time today. You know, it's the end of the year, guys. There's no rush. It's the holidays.
And Hotel Bravo Delta 26, confirm your window traffic circuits.
Affirmative, Hotel Bravo Delta 26.
So go down to the departure and then we're going to direct to mag. And this is where the fun starts on departure because you get free roam then pretty much on a VFR flight. Although you'd probably be expected to head in the direction of your destination airport at mag to mag 2 for the arrival for EDVE. See if I'm still rusty in the aircraft or whether I picked it up. Let me know, guys. Do you fly this one in real life? Is this a good plane to fly? Is this a good model by just flight on X-Plane 12? Always interested to hear people's feedback on models which I particularly enjoy. So yeah, anyway, there's the arrival, approach, arrival for the Mag 2 Delta. And the Mag 2 Delta is coming up there. Load that in. And that's pretty much it, guys. We get our clearance. Cool. Give me a sec. Just programming my command here in the Alpha Yoke.
10 Dresden Tower, hello, you're cleared to Hanover via the Eric 7 Whiskey departure, flight plan route, climb via SIT to flight level 70 and squawk 1000.
I think we were expecting 4,000 today. I'm not really... Oops. Selected the wrong thing in there. There we go. That guy's logged off on the GA. Oh no, he hasn't. He's gone for taxiing. Brilliant. So he must be doing some local circuits. Am I imagining something? We are locked into Com 1. I'm just not hearing anything coming through. Hello?
Readback is correct and startup is approved.
I didn't hear anything then, guys. I don't know. I only hear the tower. I can't hear other aircraft. Okay, if anybody in the stream perhaps understands what's going on. Maybe I've not got it selected for the correct thing, but I am receiving.
Delta 26, line up runway 22.
Say again, Hotel Bravo Delta 26.
I can hear that guy,
Delta
just
26,
couldn't hear
line
the
up
other one.
runway 22.
Oh, thank goodness.
Line up runway 22, Hotel Bravo Delta 26.
Dresden Tower, schönen guten Tag. Lufthansa 25 Yankee Papa, Info Charlie, clearance to Hamburg, bitte. Lufthansa 25 Yankee Papa, Dresden Tower, grüß Gott, cleared to Hamburg via the Oscar 7 Whiskey departure. Flight plan route, climb by SIT, flight level 70 and squawk 1000. Lufthansa 25 Yankee Papa, cleared to Hamburg, Oscar 7 Whiskey departure, initially via SIT, flight level 70 and squawk 1000. Lufthansa 25 Yankee Papa, is correct and startup is approved. Startup approved, 25 Yankee Papa.
Might as well use the lights in the daytime as well. Anyway, we'll give him a call, information Charlie, and we'll give him the stand number, GAT. General Aviation Position 1. We are at Dresden Airport, yeah. Dresden Airport, Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, information Charlie, GAT Position 1, QNH 1018, request VFR departure to Brunswick.
Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, Dresden Tower, hello, standby.
Okay, cool, so you might need to change or amend the flight plan. Anyway, I'm going to switch to the nav lights on because we're at a big airport today. I want to make sure we're seen. I'm going to keep the beacon on as well. Nav lights are usually for flight, because I want people to see where we're moving.
Papa India, QNH 1018, active runway 22, reporting ready for taxi.
QNH 1018, runway 22, report ready for taxi, Golf Papa India. Golf Papa India is going to do the rest of its startup.
Panzer 215 Papa,
Awesome.
request pushback.
So cold engine start, guys. The
Pushback is approved facing north, Mike.
alternator switch and battery switches are on. The fuel pump is down here. Let's switch that on. As you can see, just show you.
Facing north, you're in Lufthansa 215 Papa.
You will see here the pressure is going to build up. There we go. So it builds up there, the fuel pressure.
What about Delta 26?
Mixture is going to rich and then idle cutoff to push the fuel through the lines.
Runway 22, wind 15 degrees, 13 knots, runway 22, cleared for takeoff.
Propeller is clear, starter and mixture, so yeah, we introduce the fuel when we turn the engine on. So you ready, guys? We're going to do the fuel at the same time as the engine. Here we go, so magnetos to start. There we go. What a smooth start on this plane. Don't worry about the gyro, we will align that with the compass. Magnetos are both. Throttle is adjusted to... wasn't cranked because it was... I just didn't do it, but it works anyway. So we leave it about 14 or 1500 RPM. And then that prevents something called, let me show you on here, spark plug fouling, so it's already at 2%, as you can see it on that. Taxi area clear, parking brake, throttles. I was going to do a full checklist flight. I mean, technically we will do the checklist, but we just do it in a very skipped way, if that makes sense. If we follow every item.
Yeah, question which route do you want to take for leaving the control zone?
I have Abkis free whiskey departure programmed in Golf Papa India.
Go check up Golf Papa India. That would be an IFR departure because you're flying in VFR departure, so we should use one of the leaving zones for the control zone.
Well, he is right, but you do tend to fly a lot of IFR stuff on VFR as well. Let's give him Mike. Oh, rather Papa India. Mike departure will do. Copy that.
Go check up Bravo India Rudder.
Awesome, guys. So we're going to do the Mike departure. As I say, it is pretty standard though to get an IFR procedures at major airports, even on VFR flights. But we're going to do the Mike. Want to just fly from runway 22 to Mike, and then we'll continue from Mike up north, because that's where I think Brunswick is. Sorry, not Dresden. Cool. In that case, he's probably not going to give us a SID, which he hasn't, which means we're clear to go to the destination. Let's do the compass. So you can do it manually, or you can just press the button in the center. I just press the button, it's easier.
Confirm that you clear for touch and go.
Runway 22 on the heading. Takes lights on. He didn't give us a squawk code because we're squawking VFR today, everybody, so well done if you noticed that. We're ready to go now. I'm just hesitating listening to them talk. It's just interesting to listen, isn't it, sometimes? Let's get the chart of the airport. So 22, he's probably going to give us Kilo to hotel. Probably holding point. He won't give us the full runway, possibly to Delta. Delta 1 at runway 22. So let's see if he gives us Kilo hotel and Delta. With information Charlie on board. Let me just check that.
Malay 00. Wind 150 degrees 13 knots, clouds and visibility okay. Temperature 40 QNH 1018 trend. No sig. Information Charlie.
Still on information, Charlie.
Lufthansa 215 Papa, request taxi.
Lufthansa 215 Papa, taxi to holding point runway 22 via Mike Hotel and Echo.
Mike Hotel and Echo to holding point runway 22, Lufthansa 215 Papa.
Of Charlie Bravo Papa India, ready for taxi with Charlie.
Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, taxi to holding point runway 22 via Kilo Hotel and Echo.
Holding point runway 22 via Kilo Hotel and Echo Golf Papa India. Okay guys, so Golf Papa India has been given the Kilo Hotel and Echo. I thought he's going to give us Delta, so he's actually given us the whole runway, which is pretty good. Means it's actually not too big of an airport. And as you can see here, we've got other aircraft in the vicinity. So we're going to taxi out of this space at last. So thank you for bearing with me on the startup, everybody. It's been actually quite enjoyable to just relax and get it done properly. Here we go. Anyway, we're going to take a right hand turn here down Kilo. Assuming we can go. Can we go that way? Might be easier to turn left, everybody, and then we'll go continue onwards. Either way, this is Kilo, I think. Whoa, I have had issues with the rudder on this. It's been a little bit too oversensitive. Yeah, so it's the other way, guys. We're going to turn around before we get in trouble. And taxi back. Just warm the rudder and the instruments up in the meantime. And don't forget, in this aircraft you can select a headphone socket there to dampen down the sound of the engines. Might have to recalibrate these pedals on the aircraft again before takeoff. I'm just going to move this tablet for you guys. I don't want you have to just deal with this on the screen all the time. I'm not actually keen on the whole idea of bringing a tablet into an aircraft or bringing all this technical digital stuff into it. It's not that it's not useful. It is useful because I use it as well. But you know, when pilots used to fly VFR, when I flew it, we didn't have a tablet. We didn't use one. We just used good old-fashioned charts and radio frequencies. I suppose that's the new generation, though. They a squawk mode Charlie on the ground. Yeah, the new generation are just going to be using them, obviously, in the cockpits. And then nowadays you get trained with tablets, and you get given them usually by airlines will give you one if you do the training and work with them. I suppose if you want a free tablet, just become a pilot.
Watch about Delta 26, your intentions.
Touch and go, hold about Delta 26.
Pretty sure we're supposed to have the fuel pump off for taxi, guys, so I'm going to leave it off.
Clear touch and go, join left, traffic cycle, runway 22.
Clear touch and go on 22, afterwards left traffic, below Delta 26.
Incredible airport. I see Golf Papa India's realistic aircraft with the rudder control as well. Obviously, now you'd think, because most aircraft on X-Plane, even add-ons, they will switch from a manual rudder control on the ground to automatic rudder control in the air, but in the Piper Arrow 3, by Just Flight, you have to do it manually. So when we get in the air, this aircraft isn't going to use coordinated flight by X-Plane. We're going to have to control by putting a little bit of right rudder in and maintaining that probably throughout the flight to keep our ball there, our turn coordinator in the centre. That's what I like about the product. They've really done a good job on the aerodynamics and things. Anyway, we're getting distracted. We've gone past our turning point. No, there's an aircraft in front. We'll probably be right behind him for departure. And that little prop plane, the Cessna, is coming into land. How awesome's that, guys? Look at that. Pipe Arrow 3 airliner and the 172 on final. He's about to touch down. Hey, he's on the ground. Look at that. What a beautiful Cessna. That's got to be a payware aircraft. Although the default one is absolutely amazing as well. By the way, guys, if you're wondering how many hours I have in this simulated Piper Arrow 3, temperature outside is nearly 0. We are going to need pitot, and I'm going to put the cabin air on as well, since it's below 10 degrees. But yeah, I have, according to this, about 31 hours in the Piper Arrow 3 on X-Plane 12, which is an alright amount if you ask me. That's a good amount. Most of that time will be spent preparing for departure, I suspect, and taxiing. Although I have done a lot of long legs in it as well, and we'll probably do another one of these flights next week, or even in the new year, to somewhere around Scotland. I think it's time to give Scotland a little bit more love, start flying to their airports a little bit more. You may give us a lineup. You may give us a lineup, but we need to do our run-up test. Anyway, I'm going to use the manual trim today. It is working, but it's not as good as the electric trim. Still something to get used to. Negative, you've still got run-up checks to do, Golf Papa India.
Roger.
Cool, so we're going to do our run-up checks, guys. We'll just go ahead and stop here. I don't think there's a dedicated area.
Just for information, you need to have 10-year intentions every time you're on the downwind from your side.
Usually put it into the wind, but today I'm going to leave it like this. Hockey brake set, propeller full forward. Throttle up to 2000.
Hotel accommodated 6 wind, 150 degrees, 1 knots, runway 22 cleared for touch and go. After touch and go,
magnetos.
Downwind, runway 22.
Let's just get that down to 2000.
Left to right downwind for the road at 26.
Right, left downwind, if I only say downwind, so I always left.
Okay, for touch and go on 2 on the road at 26, left downwind.
Magnetos are looking good. Dead check as well. Oil temperature is rising. We need that to be a little bit higher. Vacuum is... suction gauge is good. The ammeter is good as well, so that's down here, so we're getting the ampage in there. Propeller exercise and then full forward. I mean, the best thing to do is exercise it for a drop in RPM, guys. Annunciation panel, so that's all functional. Alternate air. For the alternate air, we're looking for a drop in the manifold pressure, which will happen, as you can see there. And that's probably good and bad at the same time. Fuel pumps off. Fuel pressure is good with the fuel pump off. A little bit of a drop there. Throttles to fully idle. Of course, check the dead running on it. Before takeoff, so battery and alternator switch, flight instruments. Fuel selective, fuel pump is coming back on. Engine check is complete. Alternate air is closed. Mixtures are fully rich. Propeller is fully forward. Flaps today are going to be 0. Although, let's just do what we normally do in normal practice. We'll put some flaps in. Trim, so we've set that. We can do that manually or electrically. It depends on how you prefer to do it, of course. Controls free. Let's check the controls, guys. So ailerons, elevators. Elevator up on the left hand side and on the right hand side, and then you can just about see the elevator. And of course, the rudder is functional. So guys, when we take off, we're going to be going to accelerator 65 to 75 KIAS. And then bring the gear up in the air. And maintain probably about... So we're here, this will give us the pounds and weights. Look on the menu here, we'll show you to see the weight and balance. So our total weight today is... Well, zero fuel total is about 1,000. 1,200 in total. But for some reason it's in pounds on the chat list. I never realised that before. Which means we'll probably climb out at the best rate of 78. Anyway, we are ready for departure. Landing lights on, our strobe lights are on, our transponder to test, and their altitude. There are a few items missing from the list, but it's fine, you can figure it out. Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, runway 22, ready for departure.
Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, lead to control zone via Charlie, wind 16 degrees, 12 knots, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
Leave the control zone via Charlie, runway 22, ready for clear for takeoff. Charlie, Golf Papa India. Okay, so I think we asked for Mike on the departure, but he's given us Charlie. That's fine. That's good departure there. Let's get going.
On left target for touch and go on the road Delta 26.
Yeah, what about Delta 26? Just extend the downwind for a bit. I call you back.
Copy on the road Delta 26.
Guy's doing some good circuits. He's pretty close to the runway though. I think I don't want to say he's flying it too close, but you know, sometimes you can be a bit too close to the runway in terms of like width. I might come back in, do some circuits, who knows. Anyway guys, it's been a bit of a long start up, a long taxi, but we're there now, 43 minutes in. That's the fun of it, that's the fun of joy. So Charlie departure, which will be on the right hand side. So line up, a little bit of right rudder, a little bit of right rudder in, full throttle. Oh, it's really unsteady, isn't it?
25 runway 22 on the road Delta 6.
Jesus. Anyway, we should be rotating by now, so rotate, we'll follow the aircraft down the runway. Whoa, what an unstable aircraft on the ground, guys. Blimey. First time flying it with rudder pedals, or second time. Anyway, gear coming up, flaps coming up. Yes, it's really, really too sensitive on those pedals. Even when I didn't have pedals, to be fair, it was quite sensitive and all over the place. We'll maintain this, so it's maintaining about 79 pretty well. Let's get our landing light off, and we do that right hand turn. Over to Charlie there. set our heading. Yeah, so I did practice to take off with a rudder, but I don't know, it's just too much, I think. Too much input. In the air it's not too bad. The rudder input is good, as you can see. It's moving in the right direction and hitting there and there. Look at that sunset though, guys. What a brilliant view. As we say goodbye to Dresden Airport. Charlie, is it going to appear on the map? On the thing here? No, it doesn't appear on here, unfortunately. We can use autopilot in the plane. I'm not going to today until we get cruise level, which will be probably 4 feet. feet. And I think we're on Honeycomb now anyway. So great ATC there, so thank you very much to Dresden Tower for these services. Cool, according to the checklist, so we're on the climb, cruise, operating manual for cruise power settings, that's good. If I remember correctly, it's about 2100 on the RPM and 2300 on the manifold, something like that anyway. Is that Cessna stop? No, he's still going for another go around. Incredible. At 4,000 feet. Let's level off. Reduce our manifold, throttle and propeller. Very sensitive in the air as well. On the elevators you have to go and just figure it out as you go along, guys, and you'll learn what works and what doesn't. So I say about 2100, about 2300 on the throttle. Pitot heat, I forgot about that, but that should be on because it's freezing. We're not in cloud, but we're still at you know, it's cold temperatures, so as soon as it gets to freezing, ice will form. Get the fans on high, keep us nice and warm. Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India 4,000 feet.
Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, Roger, the frequency is approved and last flight.
Hold on, guys.
Hotel Bravo Delta 26, I'm down for another touch and go.
Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, say again.
Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, Roger. Leaving the frequency is approved, have a nice flight.
Thank you very much. I'll go to the Honeycomb Golf Papa India.
Hotel Bravo Delta 26, wind 160 degrees, 12 knots, runway 22.
That was good. So I put the headset on there to hear the ATCs. That's really, really cool. So if you put the headset on, guys, obviously you can hear the ATC clearly, but the aircraft is quiet. It's incredible. I don't know what it's like for you guys now. It's brilliant for me. Anyway, I'm flying this straight and level. I'm not touching the controls other than the rudder. So we're at Charlie. So we may as well go direct to our arrival. There we go, we're on the Charlie departure. So we have been flying it straight and level. I'm going to switch the autopilot on. I'm going to do a little bit of cheating. I'll turn the I'll turn the headphones on for you. Still pretty loud though, isn't it? What's our headwind at? So it's coming up as about 14 knots. Anyway, so at this altitude, let's go ahead in the autopilot. It's a little bit tricky in this. I've got to remember how to do it as well. Select that to nav, and that one onto GPS. Press that for the altitude. And then heading will follow the course. Yes, so I think that's just about working, guys. It seems to be controlling the trim. As you would say, we're pretty trimmed out. I'm not going to be cruising that fast today, although can increase it actually. So let's just put a little bit more prop in there, and I will decrease the manifold in a second. Not the manifold, the mixture control. You know what, let's just keep that headset on. Makes it a little bit more realistic, doesn't it? It means they're going to have the stream louder for you guys as well, for the buttons. You know what, let's just keep that headset on. Makes it a little bit more realistic, doesn't it? Yeah, just listening back to the stream just then, it doesn't actually sound that loud. Very, very quiet still. Right, what was I doing, guys? I've forgotten where I was. So you still got to keep the rudder input in. As you can see, it's slightly into the right there. Watch what happens when I release the pressure. This is a little bit all over the place, although we're kind of going slow enough on the not enough power on the propeller to keep it in where it is. We still need a little bit in for the course, so we'll keep a little bit of rudder in there for the flight. Anyway, back over to the instruments. So this is following the 2 path, and we're setting the correct course. So 302, and we'll set the heading to 302 as well. Let's just check the compass is aligned with the magnetic compass. So it is aligned, so we're not quite on course. Must be that headwind again. Brilliant. Let's lean the mixture then. We'll lean it to peak EGT. So the red line is a good reference, but you can adjust the red line to wherever the peak is. So as we watch the EGT build up, as soon as it gets to the peak, you'll know because it'll fall off again. Very carefully not to cut the fuel off. There we go. So the fuel goes to about there, and then we're going to use the red line. Oh, we're pulling instruments. Thank goodness we only pulled the circuit breaker for the lights. And then we move the red line down there for the reference. Awesome. And that should also heat the plane up because it's although it is warming up a little bit, so when we get into Brunswick it may be proper temps again. In that case, let's keep this thing on to sort of minimal heat for the time being. Alright guys, we're en route. Let's put a little bit more power in. We're going to be taking forever otherwise. So I keep it a little bit more manifold and a little bit more RPM in there. Got a tendency to drift off to the left though. It's that headwind, so probably don't need too much right rudder, as I say. In fact, we could probably let it drift into the left a little bit. So on the map, say goodbye to this airport. It was really good to have a Cessna there doing circuits. We can use these VFRs and things as reference guides on the way, so if we head that way we can tune that into nav 2. Leipzig is a reference. We're at 4,000 feet, which is probably VFR level. Oh, look at that, 007. EDVE, I think, is the destination. Yes, Braunschweig Wolfsburg. And QNH1015. I think the transition level, I mean, with VFR, so you wouldn't really even get to the transition level, but sometimes you do. So it's 5,000 feet. We'll maintain 4,000. If the thing when we get there is different, we can change it. ILS 26. Are we getting 26 today? Yes. So we need the ILS frequency of 110.1. We'll tune that into VLOC 1. Forget how to do this. On the backup. 111.1. And it's all VFR, so and all the instruments, so there's no automatic tuning here by the aircraft. And technically, he may give us an arrival because it's a major airport, but you know, it depends. ILS anyway, we'll do that, even though we're VFR. We're allowed to do it. Oh wow, it's even got a VUR DME, so I quite like the look of this ILS. I don't usually like them. We've got the ILS frequency, we've got the DME frequency there, which is great. And we're just about 2,500 feet for the aerodrome. I don't think there'll be anybody there, guys. It's a small. Well, it's not too small, but it's smaller than most of the airports in Germany. Anyway, the course down here. Let's keep that on course for Leipzig. Let's tune the navigation 2, which is over here, to our VUR for 117. So, in fact, this will get rid of the Leipzig one. There is no backup there. I'm going to turn the distance on as well. Right, won't give it there, but 33 nautical miles to Leipzig waypoint, and you can also use the ADF if there's one at the airport. Anyway, keep that in mind, 117.3, and when the time comes we can switch to it. I'm going to step away and get a drink, everybody. Please do the same, sit back, relax, enjoy the beautiful aircraft. Feels like the 1970s again, even though I was never born then. Hi everybody, I'm back to the aircraft. Thankfully the rudder is a little bit more stable in the air than I first thought. It's going a little bit dark as well, so VFR, we're not... Let's assume we're just a VFR pilot. We wouldn't be qualified to fly into the night time anyway. Which means we have to stick to daytime, you know, good conditions. No rain, no snow. Snow is probably not too bad, but bad rain, you know, bad visibility. Need to keep it in VMC conditions. Unless we have a night rating, of course, which is also possible. A lot of PBL pilots go on to get their night ratings, which allow them to fly at night, of course. Thinking this could take quite a while. We're not actually at our maximum potential here. We're going quite slow, so if we bring the propeller up to max, it's going to give us the full amount. So let's go for a... See, I'm just thinking about the altitude and the weight of things and the fuel. We have got full fuel pretty much, so I guess we could go for 2400 on the RPM. Bring that manifold pressure up again to 2300. We're just going to cruise a little bit faster, guys, so not a slow cruise. Although then again, we have got the charts available somewhere in this computer. Give me a sec. So aircraft, we go down to the Piper Arrow documentation. Here we go. So manual. This will come in handy. And a beautiful PDF by Just Flight. Look at that. And of course they do a Dutch S76. If you guys want me to fly the Dutch S76, which I have seen a few people fly, then let me know. It looks absolutely enjoyable. It's almost like the Beechcraft Baron, but you know, a more difficult version, I'd say, with the T-tail. They call the T-tail a Doctor Killer. Because a lot of it's some sick joke, black comedy, nothing to do with me, guys, but something to do with pilots or doctors who buy this aircraft, and yeah. So here we go. We got a whole systems guide here. This is incredible. You probably already saw this in my review, but it's always nice to come back, and you get a whole tutorial flight as well included with the aircraft. Our checklists, emergency procedures, which a lot of add-ons don't come with. We don't need emergency procedures, we need a reference for plane. So we need a cruise reference. Do you get performance though? Maximum cruising speed of 146. I guess we're kind of getting there a little bit. I'm using that scale there. Kind of getting there. I'm contending here with almost 15 knots headwind. Anyway, it can go a maximum range of almost 700 nautical miles, and you get some nice deliveries with it. I don't think it's going to be in that one, I'll be honest. Operating data manual, should have clicked this first. Level performance. So here we go. We got best power cruise, best power cruise, best power cruise. We probably want 75% one, whatever's the fastest. We've also got economy cruise. Best power range for 2500 RPM. Anyway, let's try the best power cruise at page 13. Right, we're at 4,000 feet. Outside air temperature is almost 5 degrees. I'd say 5 degrees. So we're in this range here. I think we go across to here. And then it's saying 100. It's saying between 130 and 135. So I mean, we're in the right space. We're a little bit over it, if anything. It is the Just Flight one. Thank you for asking. Just Flight Piper Arrow 3, not the Turbo Edition. Personally, I don't fly the other version of it, but this one's perfectly fine. Yeah, so anyway, calculating that, so we'll keep it between 130 and 135. We're a little bit fast, but again, going a little bit fast is probably fine. It gives you the mixture, so it says mixture 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Need to stop pulling those lights. We're probably about 100, a little bit over. We'll bring it back. $2,500 RPM. And the fuel flow, if you're wondering, is down here. So we're about 10. It says we need about 12.7 gallons an hour. So let's just increase it. 12.7. And that puts us in the 75% range there. It's pretty much almost fully forward again. That's that amount. It pretty much is fully forward. Gear up, flaps up. So yeah, we'll just maintain that. Manifold pressure isn't given on that list. And we'll see how it goes. That's at 75% then. Use the red backlight for the night time. We'll just assume we're VFR night qualified and IR rated as well, and then we won't have any issues with ATC. There's the Leipzig DME, so we're about to pass that. You can see it's changing directions now, so it won't give us a fully accurate course, in which case we want to switch to that over frequencies that I said, the 117.3 here for the airport. And that'll be the arrival we do for the ILS. So we'll just come down to the DME when we get there at 2,500 feet, maximum 185, which is no problem. In the Piper Arrow, of course. As for, I know that I've said this is just Flight 1, it is. If you want to know if I recommend it, I did a review of it on the channel, quite an in-depth review of the systems, and I did a practice flight across England using the instruments, using the NAV1, the NAV2. I used the EDVE. Which was great if you are starting out or beginning. If you don't really understand the aircraft and you want to learn it, please go and watch that. It's very, very useful. This might be switching out like this because we're a little bit out of range of it. As you can see there, it's trying to pick the signal up, but not quite grasping it. welcome into the person who commented. I just checked your account. Very interesting to see you flying in Scotland. I mentioned that earlier. We're actually going to be doing a flight in Scotland in this plane next week. Going to be flying a route way up north in freezing temperatures, so that might be interesting for you. Okay, there's the mag. We were programmed at least to go to mag on our flight plan, but I've changed it direct to the airport, so we know that this is a waypoint for the arrival. We could have tuned that in actually to the waypoint, and then we'll switch to 117.3. I wish actually they had a way to have a backup frequency here, but it is what it is, isn't it, guys? We deal with it. Could look it into VLOC 1, I guess. Let's try that into VLOC 1. So what is it? 110.45. There we go, mag. So distance 41, and they'll be following this one right here, so we're directly in front of us. It's not as accurate as this thing down here, but still pretty good. Okay, that has in fact come in range as well. So ideally we need to be on that course to be heading to the approach, and this course is fine, I think, for the direction for the mag. Anyway, guys, look at Germany. What an amazing place. As I say, we are going to have some more interesting scenery next week, or I might even do it this week. But then again, we're kind of coming to the end of it, I feel like, even though it's Monday. So we'll fly up to Scotland. I have to get the name of the airport for you guys, so I keep forgetting what it is. Somewhere, when I say up north of the United Kingdom, I mean so far north that there's pretty much nothing there. Just a few islands. That's it, guys. Kirkwall. We're going to be flying Kirkwall over to the Shetland Islands, and probably a little bit further than that even. Bremen radar is online. They got 80s at the airport we're going to, believe it or not. Dresden radar, and Bremen. Let's tune those in. So we got 119.490 and the ATIS information as well. Let's tune the ATIS and check the information before we get in the region. Make sure we have information correct. So 134450. 455.
Terrain, dew point 4, QNH 1015 Hector Passport, information Bravo out.
Information Bravo, 1015 QNH.
Braunschweig Airport, information Bravo, time 1350, expect ILS approach, runways in use, when airborne contact, Bremen radar 119.49. 0, transition level 60, when make 26 touchdown zone, 220 degrees 7 knots, variable between 190 and 260 degrees, cab OK, temperature 8, dew point 4, QNH 1015 Hector Passport, information Bravo out.
We're still on Unicom for now. We'll check the ATIS a bit closer. Can't see the actual frequency need for the area though. Bremen radar isn't coming up, but I have got the frequency available. So what we're going to do, guys, take a note of that. And sometimes they will contact you, especially if you're inside their airspace. But at 4,000 feet, we might not even need to contact them, although we probably will do, of course, for the landing. There's MAG, there was the original arrival we were going to, so that's the MAG DME, which is this one, which is pointing to where we are, heading, and then from that we would have continued down onto the ILS. Well, in this case it's actually a little bit more of a direct route, so probably the fastest way. I know I'm going to go radio silent, enjoy the aircraft views. If ATC contacts me, guys, let me know. Thank you.
World Express 7493, passing Delta Papa 465, proceeding Delta Papa 457, and then going to be turning for base runway 26 left, currently level 80 and setting 3000 feet.
Flight speak traffic post 139er, short final runway 26 left, speak.
Traffic World Express 7493, passing Delta Papa 457 and proceed 447 for base, runway 26 left.
Flight speak traffic Quadrant, postman 179er, vacate the runway 26 left.
It's okay, man, you also painted yellow.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Some good comms there off ATC aircraft. By the way, guys, I'm looking at the chart. This is X-Plane 12.3, and now it's just been recently upgraded. 12.3.4, I believe, run today. So they've been upgrading it, and I wouldn't be surprised if 12.4 came out soon as well. It kind of feels like they're doing a lot of work at the moment to improve features. When I step into the Citation X now, the sound effects are just absolutely beyond this world in terms of quality. Everything is very, very crisp.
7493 and turning final runway 26 left.
And it just gets better and better with each update. So there's Mags, and I'm going to continue to this 117.3, which is already tuned in, everybody. So that's our waypoints, and there's the airport, of course. Oh, there is an NDB as well, so we might as well tune that as well. 427 on the NDB. Just give you a reference, so down here 427 for the ADF. Make sure you switch it on. If you've got it off, guys, it won't work, so switch it to ADF, and then this thing over here will come alive when you're in range. I think X-Plane is a little bit off or so, I've heard, in terms of its distance to pick it up. So we set it to our current heading, about 280, and it is picking it up, but it should stabilise when we get closer. And these are just references for VFR, really. And instrument flight, I guess. Cockpit looking dark. Very dark, as you can see, we've had a red light on, so that's very, very useful. And soon we'll be within Bremen radar, and we'll be requesting a landing at Brunswick Airport.
Information Bravo out.
Still information Bravo. The time in the cockpit says about 3:30.
Airport in Information Bravo 1350. Expect ILS approach. Runway 26 in use. When airborne contact. Bremen radar 11490. Transition level 60. Wind. Runway 26 touchdown turn. 220 degrees 7 knots. Variable between 190 and 260 Cabo K. Temperature 8. Dew point 4. QNH 1015 Hector Pass 4. Information Bravo out. Braunschweig Airport. Information Bravo. Time 1350. Expect ILS approach. Runway 26 in use.
I'm just thinking, should we contact them now or should we wait a little bit longer? So according to the airspace, we're actually approaching Bremen area. As you can see, Bremen area control. So I kind of want to contact them now before we get into it. This will be Bremen area up here, and there's the airport we're going to. Within range now on the map. Let's go ahead and do it. It's not appearing as on the radar to be contacted, but I have got the frequency. Let's see if it's functional or not. If it isn't, well, if it isn't, we just may do with the Honeycomb. 490, let's check that. So it's not coming up on the list that I've got as being tuned into, which is again a little bit of a worry. 119490. It's also possible he's not actually online, he's just showing as online, but he's not available to pilots at the moment.
We request a visual approach. Roger.
Fantastic, so we have got EDDC. In that case, I'll give him a call and tell him we're at 4,000 feet with intention for an ILS runway 23 at Brunswick. Maybe we should just check in at first and see how it goes. Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, 4,000 feet with you.
Station calling, say again.
Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, 4,000 feet.
Calling 31 Foxtrot Juliet, turn left heading 340.
Okay, he either can't hear me because we're out of range, or we're a bit too early, which is fine.
6 November, turn right heading 36, correction 030.
Radio came alive pretty quick.
030, Lufthansa 6 November. And who was calling again?
A guy can't hear me. That's what the guy can't hear me at all. I'll call him.
34, correction 31 Foxtrot Juliet, continue rolling left heading 300, clear dial Zulu 27 left, report established.
Turn left 300 and clear dial 27
Must be on.
left.
Must be on a forbidden frequency or something. Maintain Honeycomb for now. Hopefully he'll give us a message. I do think it's strange though his frequency hasn't appeared within the range that it should, but we know there's still time. 8 information is current. There isn't a tower there as far as I can see. Right, we need the course for the runway. I'm going to set the course 260 now, since we're pretty much on the heading. Almost, so 260. There's no course button on this one, you'll notice. You have to use this thing over here, so you could also set it, I guess, there if you want to, but that's going to be tuned into nav 2. So I guess we do need that for the arrival ILS. So we just turn it to the right direction. You see 11 decimal 7 there, 17. Turn it to runway, or heading runway 2. Sorry, excuse me, getting mixed up. Or heading 28, and then it'll be turned to the runway for the ILS interception. Hopefully straight in. left the fuel pump on for landing, the fullest tank. So how are we doing on fuel? I can't imagine we've lost much. We came with full tank, so we've hardly used any. If we want to, we could switch to the left there. The right is gone to the right tank for some reason. We need to be on the left tank. We could switch, of course, if it mixes up. There's not really a crossfeed option here that I can see in the fuel. You can see they've just got the standard tanks, and it's a really old plane, the Piper Arrow 3. It's a great plane though. This interior, as I say, something out of the 70s, even 60s even, it's that old. It's very bare bones. They've even got, you know, ashtrays in the back. They've got a huge amount of storage space. This is probably the kind of aircraft where, and also the hat thing there, but obviously the kind of aircraft you come in with, like perhaps, you know, a couple, a man and woman, maybe a married couple, and then their friends, and they fly off to go camping in the caravan or something. Go off for a nice weekend in the Lake District. Those are the kind of vibes you get off this plane. I think it's great. Picking up with the ADF now, guys, so it's being picked up. We're in range of the frequency to be able to hear the signal. I'm not sure if you can hear that in the background, it is beeping. And hopefully ADF will come alive soon. I'm really hoping it does. I think in real life it probably would be picked up by now, judging by how far we are on here. So we probably could pick it up from this range. But I think someone said 15 nautical miles, which is not much at all for the game to pick it up. Look at where it is in reference to the airport. We know we're landing on runway 23. 26, not runway 23. So we can probably deflect our course towards that. And we'll keep the course on this thing here to 26 as well. Again, it's actually 260 for the course, so it's rare you get a runway that's the exact course of the number. And again, nav 2, we're not quite picking that up, but I'm sure we will soon. Unless I haven't tuned it correctly, it should be working though. The question is, do we bother with the ATC, or is it going to be a problem? As for temper, guys, it's actually going to be a bit cold again, so we're going to crank the heat up ever so slightly. We've kept the pitot heat on the entire flight. We probably don't need it unless we're in clouds, but because it's near minus weather, I just want to keep it on just in case. I'm not taking any chances. You can't exactly see the air inlets on this wing from the side of it. So, and there's no ice lighting either. So it's best to keep ahead of it. Go ahead and tune it into the GNS. We can't do it straight in for the ILS, so we might as well do a proper approach. So there it is, ILS runway 26. We're going to assume we're going to be given an ILS by ATC, but they probably won't, so we'll just program it in and then we'll do it anyway, because the ATC will probably give us clearance to land. Anyway, we're going to not activate that, we're going to load that. Let's do it properly, so load vectors. The problem is the chart. Where's Lidmo on this chart? Can't see it on there. But then again, this is the approach rather than the arrival, so we go back here to arrival. We've got various things going on here for when we're on VFR Flight. Technically still in daylight to be fair, so we have got an RNAV holding identification though. Interesting. The original one gave me, oh, we've gone off the flight plan, haven't we? I can say the MAG arrival for the original star procedures. We'll skip it, let's just look at the ground, the chart here, let's see what's going on. It's a small airport, fairly small anyway. So we can keep the rudder under control on the ground this time. If you guys were here for the takeoff, you see I did absolutely awful. All over the place. Anyway, parking wise, I like to plan ahead. GA parking anywhere. We got hangars, so we've got parking areas. I suspect it'll probably be down here somewhere in this quiet zone where the, you know, the helipad there, and there's no marker on it, but sometimes you can just tell by the area. Although then again, it could be around the hangars as well. So we'll see if EDDC gives us anything. I'm hoping we can contact them soon because, of course, we're going into night time and don't want to be unguided in this kind of condition. Well, 119490 is still online. I don't know what it is, but this stretch here has been taking a long time compared to the other part. I wonder if it's just because of the wind direction. Possibly. Possibly is. So when we get here, this is the area control. Should technically be in contact now because we're within the range. One more time, guys. 119490. Still not popping up on center. I wonder if you guys have ever had that, even in real life. You know, you got ATC and you need to contact them. In real life, you probably would have controllers. You would never have a major, you know, you would never have a major airspace such as Germany being empty. Obviously, on the network and things, you got the risk of there being no ATC and a lot of people on Unicom mostly. It's real in real life as well. You have a Unicom then, but for the majority of the time, you're going to have a radio and an ATC controller. So we've got COM1 down there as well. That's interesting. Perhaps we can tune the ATIS on that. ATIS have gone offline for our airport anyway. Got information Bravo from them, that's fine. You can either select their COM1 or off. We'll continue then. If they don't contact us, we'll just assume we're going to be clear to land via Unicom. And we'll do it that way, and if we get in trouble, we get in trouble, don't we? We're so close to the airport now that you would expect there to be ATC, but there hasn't been, so obviously stuff is going wrong on there. I think they've gone offline anyway. They were literally online a second ago. So anyway, guys, we're in range. We should be able to see the airport soon. So we're going to do the approach here. We're going to go to the flight plan and direct to wherever Lidmo is. Ah, there it is. So HLZ, which is the navigation 2, still not coming up as being within range though on the 117.3. Maybe there's an error on the frequency, perhaps. It has given us this distance there, 23 nautical miles. Anyway, we need to go down to 2,500 feet for the arrival. So let's do that, and we might as well do it manually. We'll let the autopilot fly this for the majority of the route anyway. So autopilot coming off. This aircraft doesn't have one, I believe. It was just nice that they added one there. I guess some models would, some models wouldn't. It just depends. Again, you can change which one you want on that. And we'll go down to 2,500 in preparation for landing. So we're going to reduce our throttles and our manifold. Put the mixture fully forward. Fuel pumps coming on. It's a temperamental plane. It has a very high sensitivity. I think it's just the model from Just Flight, but high sensitivity on the rudder and on the elevator. To be fair, even when I didn't have the controllers, it was pretty sensitive anyway, so it's just the kind of aircraft it is. And it falls like a brick. It tends to be pretty nose heavy. And you really feel it when you put the flaps and gear down. You do need to trim quite a lot. Now, if my senses are correct, that could be the airport over there, or that could be a bunch of water. Yeah, I think that frequency is wrong, guys, on the chart. So sometimes it will be different on the game. Well, it says it's there, but let's click it again. Let's see if it'll recognise it. So it seems to be changed now, and it is in fact picking up the frequency. So maybe we just had to click it for whatever reason. It wasn't recognising it, even though we'd put it in correctly. And now the ADF is. It's also having a similar issue, not being picked up again. That could be the model. So let's tune it in again and see if it picks it up with the arrow. Not really. Yes, but it's strange on the nav too. It should have got it by now. Anyway, it's working, and the RLS thing is working as well. We'll go back to the course 260. Let's follow our checklist soon. So approach, technically we are on the approach, I guess. Sort of. Got about 10 minutes. Mixture's fully rich, prop will be fully forward, gear down at 130. So it's kind of a slow cruise speed today, guys. I don't really know how to go faster than that unless we go full power. 1015 was the Q&H. So we set that both sides, and I'm going to level off. So we do our power soon. And then we'll level off and trim it. Anyway, flaps will come down. We're more close to the final, and then it says trim to 75 knots. I'm sure that will vary depending on weight. You know, that'll be the set speed, but might require more or less power and a bit more speed, etc. It depends what the aircraft's handling like. We are fully loaded. Add a bit more power. Not going to go full on the manifold again. Or the propeller. Just level off at 2500 and hold it there. Brunswick traffic, Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, 2,500 feet, expecting the RLS approach runway 23. You can switch from VFR to IFR, everybody. It's perfectly normal to do that, especially at busy international airports. You probably would be given a lot of the time SIDS and STARS. But also you could do VFR departures there as well. But again, it's probably more common to do a SID or a STAR procedure. Today we've completely skipped the MAG procedure we had planned. We're just going straight to the ILS. So we're pretty much nearly there, and hopefully you see the runway in a second. If you've enjoyed this flight, everybody, the schedule this week was meant to be normal, but obviously it's coming up to the holiday. We are in the holidays now, and you know, I wish you all the best for it. There's the airport, which means that the plan this week will be the same, but it might be just a little bit different on the times. And then the next week we have a final flight on the 22nd, if you are coming along to that, and that will be one of the jets I have, you know, the Gulfstream. It may be the Citation 525, it may be the Citation X, just depends how I feel. So this last flight this year will be the 22nd of December, and then after that I'll return either on the, you know, after Boxing Day, after the Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I may return on the 27th to 28th for a flight. If I don't, it'll be the 5th of January. So 22nd of December and the 5th of January, and there'll be nothing in between that in terms of live streams. That'll be entirely holiday related things. So I hope you all understand, and I hope you've enjoyed what is actually a fantastic year of aviation simulation, and I can't wait to start the new year. There's another aircraft I want to try out, of course, another private jet, which has just been released. So the airport, guys, we're about to intercept the ILS thing. I can see the airport over there. We're gonna get ready for landing. We'd think to see airport lights or runway lights, but it's pretty dark, so it could be a grass runway. As you can see here, we're coming across to get on the base leg, and I'm going to turn on to final. So fuel pumps are on already. The landing light is coming on, and we're going to slow down a little bit more, maintaining straight and level flight fairly well. We do need to put a little bit of aileron in there and a little bit of rudder occasionally, but in general, very, very nice to fly. One notch of flaps, a little bit high speed for it, but that's fine. Keep an eye out for the runway. I honestly think there's going to be no lighting on it. I can see it, I can see where it's going to be. The problem is there's no lighting on obviously the landing spot, which is what we need. That's a good thing we got the ILS. Just descending a little bit more to 2000. In fact, let's level off it at 2200. We've got to trust the instruments and the fact that there's no light, so let's go ahead and make a sort of semi. We're almost at the point of turning on to final, but I kind of want to preempt this thing here, so let's go flight plan, let's go direct to this fix. That's final, and hopefully align with the ILS. If we select it down here, it should be navigation to show us the ILS. We'll make a 10-degree bank. Very, very shallow turn. Brunswick traffic, Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, turning final runway 26. Imagine, guys, I picked a flight, an airport with no lighting. There it is. I'm looking in the wrong place. I obviously didn't see where the airport was. Oh man. Oh well, that's VFR night flight. You can't really see much in it. We'll maintain this for now, and we'll keep it on final. Golly gosh, I did a better job of that at Shoreham Airport. And it's so tempting to use the electric trim in this aircraft, it really is. I keep thinking we're in a Citation X or a Boeing 737. You get onto firing things so quick, but when you come back to the propeller aircraft, it does take a while. It's a little bit of a slog compared to those. What's our headwind doing? We are climbing a little bit more now, so we have got a headwind here, 15. Go into this, we click on surface wind, so we have got a crosswind on the surface, but current altitude is giving us a headwind. NDB's been picked up now. You can see there the arrow is in fact pointing towards the airport. We're on final anyway, long final albeit, hopefully on the ILS by now. And then you can see this thing over here on the right, so it says 2, so you're heading to the airport, and the horizontal is lined, and then the vertical there is sort of moving towards the centre. That'll be the point when we descend, so when it goes to the centre we need to keep it centred throughout the descent to the runway. Obviously the threshold, and then the landing spot will be after the threshold, probably, if there's one at this airport, but I think there is. So final checks, got the fuel pump on, we had it on nice and early, still got the pitos on because it's absolutely freezing out here in Brunswick. We've got our mixtures fully forward, we're going to limit it of course. Let's get our props fully forward as well. And we'll use the propeller now to guide our altitude and speed. Landing lights are on, flaps are down to 10. There's the ILS vertical guidance and horizontal. So when they get centered, guys, we'll be absolutely on track for runway 26. There it is, so now we can start a descent on the glide slope. Flaps to 20 and gears down. You see that nose heaviness there, it likes to pitch down. It's a bit of a brick of an airplane, to be honest. That's why we need a lot of trim on this thing. contradictory things are in the wind. Anyway, we'll go full flaps, just to take account of the headwind. You can tell I haven't flown this plane for a while, guys. It's not been the best approach and landing. It's been one hell of a slow and long approach. Thank goodness I think we're the only traffic at this airport. Still a lot of fun though. You know, get a long approach practice, just in case we're in a queue or something. I promise actually the next flight in this will be a lot shorter in terms of destinations. As I say, up to Scotland, and the airports are sort of within a fairly good distance of each other, so it shouldn't take too long. And I'm hoping to fly down the southwest of England at some point near Newquay. So if you're from that down there in that part of England, then hello to you. We'll be flying there soon, and I'll go to Land's End. Brunswick traffic, Golf Charlie Bravo Papa India, final runway 26. We'll give them another call out because they've been on final for a while. We are actually on runway 26 final now, at long last. We are at full flaps. Crosswind, really pushing in. Apple looks beautiful, doesn't it? The city looks incredible. Don't reduce the power too much. There we go, we're down. Nice, that was a really short touchdown. It was a little bit short there at the end because of the reduced power, but that's fine. Oh, you can even hear the brakes, that's incredible. If you apply the brakes fully, you can hear them. Say the headset off. Oh, what a difference that makes to the sound having that headset on. I'll use that in the future, guys, for you, so you don't have to hear the full roar of the engine throughout the flight. Anyway, let's get our fuel pump off. The shutdown checklist is next, but we'll take a turn off and do a after landing checklist, which should be included. And we'll taxi to wherever it is we're going to be parking. Welcome to Brunswick. What a nice little landing, and we went from VFR daytime to VFR nighttime landing, ILS. Okay, so flaps are coming up. Our transponder can come to ground mode or mode Charlie on. You could also put it on standby mode, I guess, but courtesy of other aircraft, we keep it on Charlie. We'll turn our strobe lights off and our pitot heat as well, and figure out where we're going to park this little plane. What an amazing little flight, man. I really love this plane a lot. You can tell. You can tell. Okay, we actually got off at the first one. It requires so little landing space. I think realistically some of the performance characteristics are a little bit off. Like, yeah, that's probably a realistic to get off there, but also, you know, we wouldn't have stopped within that short range. GA parking, I don't know where it is at this airport, so we'll continue forward and we'll just look for some GA aircraft. I'm suspecting it's over there where the hangars are. We've got some private jets. I can see a GA plane down the bottom. This is actually a really, really cool airport. Loads of open hangars as well. Well, then again, we could park it straight ahead, couldn't we? Somewhere over here in the parking area. And then parachute in, of course. Not something you see every day at an airport. Let's go ahead and stick our navigation lights off. In fact, no, because there might be other planes in the vicinity. Keep the manifold, so the propeller thing a little bit high. Usually that is fine, but it gives you 14 to 1500 to prevent, if you're idling, to prevent spark plug fouling. Brunswick traffic, go Charlie Bravo Papa India, clear runway 26, taxi into parking. And we'll go over here. This is probably not for GA, but it'll do. Piper's actually a pretty big plane, guys. They are pretty big in real life, and I saw one that was the exact same colour as this at the airfield not long ago, so that was really good to see. I would love to own one personally, but of course we all would, wouldn't we? We'll go here. We'll pretend we're a propeller airliner. Parking brake is set. Let's bring that over to our side. Flaps are retracted. The fuel pump is off. Avionics. Let's switch them all off. Electrical switches. Actually, let's turn the transponder to off as well. Propeller fully forward. Throttle closed. And mixture will come to cut off. What a nice sound effect. Mixture's cut off. Magnetos. So magnetos are hidden by the yoke. Where they are down there. Oh. Alternator. We should turn the landing lights off. And they second as a taxi light as well. And also we could turn the beacon light off. It doesn't tell you to, but you should really turn them off. So turn the beacon off as well, and nav lights and any other lights on there. Battery and alternator switch are off. The only thing that remains is this light, which seems to be illuminating the cockpit still. Not sure why. Let's turn that off there, perhaps that's the reason. Right, that must be on a separate little battery there. Cool, so that is a full flight. Let's step out the plane. May as well secure our aircraft. Okay, forgive me about this. I hope I can lock this thing. Ah, there we go. There we go. Brilliant. The Piper Arrow 3 looking really good in the dark. We'll actually use the white light now. We're outside of the plane. We're not going to be flying for the rest of this evening. Let's go ahead and chock the beast up and tie it down so it doesn't fly off on its own. And there's no engine cover on it, or pitot covers anything because we've got the air inlets. I would like to see a cockpit cover. That would be nice. A cockpit cover and maybe some propeller cover as well. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the Piper Arrow 3 by Just Flight. What an amazing, stunning aircraft. I think everything about it is good. There's obviously the handling characteristics which would be improved, you would hope, in the future if they do another aircraft like this. I don't know if I'll try out the turbo version or the or any of the aircraft, other ones just yet, because I'm kind of tempted by their, is it their BAE 146? It's a 4-engined jet plane aircraft, and that looks pretty damn good, to be honest. They've just updated it for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So it's Christmas time. If you are looking to get one and you got Microsoft, I'm not recommending anything, but I'm saying Just Flight always do good quality planes, so you might want to check it out. I'm going to check it out myself for X-Plane 12. Anyway guys, stick around for the replay. It's been so good to have you all here, and as I say, we'll continue this week. The last flight will be on the 22nd of December, and then we'll resume in the new year. So anyway, stick around for the replay. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.